Another question for you. What's the biggest missed opportunity you would say the Giants had this past offseason?
I don't really see any, to be honest, because I thought they handled the draft really well, and also the undrafted free agents. So for me, they signed, most important position. They got two good, solid guys at quarterback that can start and help you win games. They got better on defense with the draft, and on offense, you added another back in the backfield to go along with what you had in Tracy. Guys getting back healthy at receiver and tight end. The offensive line will look a lot better because you have guys that can get rid of the football. Yes, Russell Wilson does take some sacks, but you can say he's a much better quarterback than what they had on a roster last year. And we know Jameis Winston, if he has to start, he is someone that's going to push the ball vertically down the field to where now you just can't crowd the box and stop the run. That's going to open up the run game, and that should give him some advantageous look as a play action passer. And we know he can throw the ball deep. And it also now brings into play your Jalin Hyatts, your Darius Slaytons, those guys that we hadn't really seen enough of with the previous quarterbacks. We saw a little bit of it with Tyrod Taylor. As soon as he got in the game, he was going deep down the field. And you saw last year, even with a Drew Lock, the fearlessness of not being afraid to throw the football deep opens things up for the running backs, Tracy, and have those guys have success. So I just thought they've done a lot of things really well. And there was no one thing that I saw. It's like, man, that was tough. Even getting Paulson Adebo, it's a good sign if he's healthy, but if not, they have guys that can go in there and kind of play corner as well.
Yeah. My only thought looking at the roster was I wish we had a legit swing tackle. I know we brought some guys in that are, tackle experience, but not necessarily great experience, I felt like. And I would have liked a little bit more depth at wide receiver. But like you mentioned, some of the deep third options we have really haven't had a chance to be used because of the quarterback issues. Jalin Hyatt, I think it's going to be a very interesting case to see this year, especially with the issues with deep ball throwing for Daniel Jones the last couple of years compared to Russell Wilson, who's been literally one of the best, if not the best, deep ball throwers in the NFL for much of his career. That should be a nice change of pace to see what we truly have in him for once.
It also unlocks what people don't understand the Giants have in Wan'Dale Robinson. He is not the type of receiver that's supposed to catch 85, hitches a game. He's the guy that you want to put on the move, put him in the backfield, do creative things with him because you want the ball in his hands. Now, because you have a quarterback that's going to force, coverage and force the ball to the vertical threats, it opens back up with Wan'Dale Robinson, what made him special at Nebraska and what made him special as a prospect coming out of college.
Yeah, amen. And you are speaking music to our ears right now. We have been preaching the choir of Wan'Dale Robinson for years now.
Banging that drum.
I mean, literally, the man had a depth of target of 3.8 yards. We said it was Rob. I don't have the stat in front of me. 3.8,
less than 3.4, maybe.
Second lowest in the entire NFL. Like, how much yak yards can you expect the man to get? I mean, literally over 90 catches and just shy of 700 yards. That's insanity.
Right, because you saw him at Nebraska as the running back. Then he goes to Kentucky as the receiver. And so you're still kind of seeing a little bit of what they can do with him. Still has a little bit more upside. This, he was a glorified possession receiver with Daniel Jones. It was just an extension of the run game.
Yeah.
But for now, with these quarterbacks that can get the ball to the receivers downfield, now Dayball can get creative because we saw some of this at OTAs last year and some of the mini camp practices before training camp started. It was moving Wan'Dale Robinson around the formation. They had him in the backfield. They had him playing a little bit more tailback and then doing some creative things on in the rounds and jet sweeps. But during the training camp portion and regular season portion, that went away. I expect that to be back in the fold come this spring and this summer as well.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like Wan'Dale was kind of like, because the lack of another option per se, kind of like the security blanket tight end, even though he's playing a slot receiver, because obviously Theo Johnson being a rookie last year, and we knew he needed some time to develop still. I'm still excited to see the outcome of him, but he's still a developmental in progress kind of player. Obviously, Daniel Bellinger's been in the coach's doghouse the last couple of years for whatever reason. I still think something's going on that just isn't public yet. I don't know. I've no inside source to that, obviously, but it just seems a little weird how his rookie season really good and then just kind of drops off the face of the earth the last couple of years. And then, Wan'Dale Robinson just being the catch machine he is, like I said, I feel like that was the role he kind of got shoved into. Was like, you're going to be the security blanket for when Daniel Jones gets scared and has to throw the ball away, basically, because we just don't have the tight end we trust to do that right now. Which is kind of a weird role for a receiver to be. So, I give him credit though because he never once complained about it. I feel like a lot of receivers would have very much complained about the situation Wan'Dale Robinson was put in, because it's not just that it hurt his stats where he was put in, but it was also the hits he had to take that a lot of receivers didn't take as well. I think it speaks to a lot of him as a person, that's for sure.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.